if measure of angle QPS, but which angle QPS? We cannot see any diagram. So what we have to do first? We have to construct a diagram. Then we can plot out this angle. Is the rhombus. See what they have given, it is a rhombus. So let us draw a rhombus first. This is a rhombus, and the name of this rhombus is what? PQRS. So let us name this rhombus as PQ, R and S. Is 65 degree. What 65 degree? To understand that, let us go to the first statement. Angle QPS. Now where is angle QPS? This is Q, this is P and this is S. So this is the angle PQS. They have given it as how much? 65 degree. So this is what? 65 degree. And what they are telling us to find? They are telling us to find the angle QRS. So where is angle Q? This is point Q. This is angle R and this is S. So they are trying to tell. They are telling us to find this angle. Okay. So tell me what will be the answer. See, looking at the diagram itself, we come to know that this angle has to be 65 degree. Why 65 degree? Because the property of the rhombus, do you remember? The opposite angles should be congruent or equal to each other. If angle QPS is 65 degree, the opposite angle, which is SRQ, should also be 65 degree, isn't it? So to present it, we have to write in rhombus. PQRS angle which angle is 65 degree, it is given over here. QPS is equal to 65 degree. Why it is 65 degree? Because it is given in the question. So given. Listen children, it is important to write reasons. Without reason you will get 0. So after every step you have to write reason why you have written this. It is very, very, very important. So it is given. So you have to write given. Now angle, what they have told us to find QRS. So angle QRS is equal to 65 degree. Why the angle QRS is equal to 65 degree? You have to write the reason in the bracket, square bracket, which is opposite angles of rhombus are equal. Which means what? If this is 65 degree, if angle QPS is 65 degree, angle SRQ has to be 65 degree. And if suppose this angle is also given as X, if angle PQR is X degree, then angle PSR is also X degree. Why? Because it is given that rhombus in rhombus, opposite angles, this angle will be congruent to this angle and this angle will be congruent to this angle. So over here they are given this angle is 65 degree and they are asking you this angle. So it will also be 65 degree. That's it. You have to write this the answer and the reason. Opposite angles of the rhombus are equal. Let's start with the fourth question. The diagonal AC and BD. Which diagonal? Which diagram? So first let us draw the diagram. Then we'll come back to the statement of rhombus. See, rhombus. So let us draw rhombus. And what is the name of this rhombus? ABCD. So A, B, C and D. This is the name of the rhombus. And they are telling that the diagonal AC. This is A, this is C. So joining this we get a diagonal AC. And the diagonal BD. This is angle B, this is angle D. Joining this opposite angles we get a diagonal. So this is B, this is D. Join these both diagonals and we get a rhombus with two diagonals. This both diagonals intersect at point O. So what is the name of this point? Because this is the point where both the diagonals intersect. So they are talking this O is this point. So this is O. and they are asking you to find angle AOD. This is A, this is O, and this is D. So they are asking you to find this and angle BOC. Where is B? This is B, this is O, and this is C. They are asking you to find this both angle, and no other information is given in the question. So how to go about? Remembering the conditions of a rhombus. In a rhombus, the bisector, the diagonals are the perpendicular bisectors. What is the meaning of perpendicular? The word perpendicular itself indicate that they intersect at 90 degree. So what should be both these angles? They both should be 90 degree, right? Because they are the perpendicular bisectors. What is the meaning of perpendicular bisectors? All the angles formed in the middle will be of 90 degree. So all these angles will be of 90 degree. So let us start. Quadrilateral ABCD is a rhombus. First we have to write which type of quadrilateral it is. So it is a rhombus. So we have to mention that. Okay. So quadrilateral ABCD is a rhombus. Given. Okay. So this is given. Now angle AOD and angle BOC. So measure of angle AOD is equal to 90 degree, and measure of angle, both the angles you can write simultaneously and give only one reason. There is no need to write angle, first angle and give the reason, and second angle and write the answer and give the same reason. As both the angles are same, the measure of both the angles are same and the reason is same, you can write it together only. So angle AOD and angle BOC, which is over here, angle BOC and angle AOD is equal to 90 degree. Curly bracket and the reason in a square bracket. Diagonals of rhombus are perpendicular bisectors. So which that is forms 90 degree. So this is the valid reason for this. Why you have written as AOD as 90 degree and BOC as 90 degree. Because the diagonals of the rhombus, that is diagonal AC and angle BD, are the perpendicular bisectors of each other. Means they are bisecting they are bisecting themselves in 90 degree. So this is angle AOD is equal to 90 degree and angle BOC is equal to 90 degree. If they ask you all the angles, tell the measure of all the angles, then angle AOB, angle AOC, angle AOD and angle DOA, all the four angles will be of 90 degree because they are the perpendicular bisectors of each other. This is the same case with rectangle, with square and with also parallelogram. All are the perpendicular bisectors of each other. Let us start with the fourth question. The diagonal AC and BD. Which diagram? So first let us draw the diagram, then we'll come back to the statement. Of rhombus. See, rhombus. So let us draw rhombus. And what is the name of this rhombus? ABCD. So A, B, C and D. This is the name of the rhombus. And they are telling that the diagonal AC, this is A, this is C. So joining this we get a diagonal AC. And the diagonal BD, this is angle B, this is angle D. Joining this opposite angles we get a diagonal. So this is B, this is D. Join these both diagonals and we get a rhombus with two diagonals. This both diagonals intersect at point O. So what is the name of this point? Because this is the point where both the diagonals intersect. So they are talking this O is this point. So this is O. and they are asking you to find angle AOD. This is A, this is O, and this is D. So they are asking you to find this and angle BOC. Where is B? This is B, this is O, and this is C. They are asking you to find this both angle, and no other information is given in the question. So how to go about? Remembering the conditions of a rhombus. In a rhombus, the diagonals are the perpendicular bisectors. What is the meaning of perpendicular? The word perpendicular itself indicate that they intersect at 90 degree. So what should be both these angles? They both should be 90 degree, right? Because they are the perpendicular bisectors. What is the meaning of perpendicular bisectors? All the angles formed in the middle will be of 90 degree. So all these angles will be of 90 degree. So let us start. Quadrilateral ABCD is a rhombus. First we have to write which type of quadrilateral it is. So it is a rhombus. So we have to mention that. Okay. So quadrilateral ABCD is a rhombus. Given. Okay. So this is given. Now angle AOD and angle BOC. So measure of angle AOD is equal to 90 degree, and measure of angle, both the angles you can write simultaneously and give only one reason. There is no need to write first angle and give the reason, and second angle and write the answer and give the same reason. As both the angles are same, the measure of both the angles are same and the reason is same, you can write it together only. So angle AOD and angle BOC, which is over here, angle BOC and angle AOD is equal to 90 degree. Curly bracket and the reason in a square bracket. Diagonals of rhombus are perpendicular bisectors. So which that is forms 90 degree. So this is a valid reason for this. Why you have written as AOD as 90 degree and BOC as 90 degree. Because the diagonals of the rhombus, that is diagonal AC and angle BD, are the perpendicular bisectors of each other. Means they are bisecting they are bisecting themselves in 90 degree. So this is angle AOD is equal to 90 degree and angle BOC is equal to 90 degree. If they ask you all the angles, tell the measure of all the angles, then angle AOB, angle AOC, angle AOD and angle DOA, all the four angles will be of 90 degree because they are the perpendicular bisectors of each other. This is the same case with rectangle, with square and with also parallelogram. All are the perpendicular bisectors of each other. Let us start with our exercise number 18. The first question of our exercise number 18. Let us read the question first. The diagonals L and LN and MT of parallelogram LMND. Which type of a quadrilateral it is? It is a parallelogram. So let us draw a parallelogram first. Is this a parallelogram? Yes, because see, opposite sides are of equal length represented by two lines, and the opposite side means the breadths are of 1 unit represented by one line, and the opposite angles of the parallelogram are equal. Okay, so this is the main features of the parallelogram. Now the name of the parallelogram is LMNT. So L, this is M, this is N and this is T. Okay, so this is the figure we have drawn. Now let us read the additional information provided in the question. Intersects in a point O. What intersects at the point O? See over here, it is given in the first statement, diagonal LN and MT. So where is angle N? It is over here. Where is angle N? It is over here. So joining this both, we get a diagonal LN. And now the another diagonal which is MT. So where is angle M? It is over here. Where is another angle T? It is over here. Joining this both, we get the angle diagonal LMT. Now they have given that the intersection of this both the diagonals, the point is known as O. So this both the diagonals intersect over here. So what is the name of this point? Yes, it is O. So it is O. Now the other information given in the question is length of angle, length of LN. Where is L? This is L. This is N. The length of LN is 6 centimeter. So this is 6 centimeter. And they are asking us to find.
No more spending your energy and money on coaching classes or missing classes for rain, for rally, and any other nonsense. Subjects covered by multiple teachers with repeat telecasts. Doubts, concepts, applications, no problem. All explained through great and significant animation. So sit back comfortably in your home and watch Study Spectrum TV channel.
Let us start with the 18th exercise. The question, the diagonals LN and MT of a parallelogram means what we have to draw? We have to draw a parallelogram. So let us draw a parallelogram first. This is a parallelogram, okay? See, what is the features of parallelogram? The lines are parallel to each other and the breadth lines are a bit slant, not like a rectangle at 90 degree. They are a bit slant, they have a slope, a bit inclined. So this both are equal and this both are equal. This is the feature of parallelogram. The another feature is that another feature of the parallelogram is that the opposite angles are congruent. Means this both angles will be congruent and this both angles are congruent. So this is a parallelogram. Now let us see the name of this parallelogram. The name given in the question is LMNT. So let us name the parallelogram. This is L, this is M, this is N and this is T. So the parallelogram with the name LMNT is done. Now let us see what additional information about this is given and what they are expecting us to find. So let us read the question further. Intersects at point O. What intersects at point O? So let us go back to the question. LN. What is LN? See, here is L, here is N. Joining this both, we get a diagonal LN and the another diagonal MT. They are asking us the another diagonal MT. So where is angle M? This is angle M and this is angle T. Joining this both, we get an angle MT. And they are telling us that the intersection is named as O. So this is the intersection and this is called as O. So the figure is ready. Now let us see what additional information is given in the question and what they are expecting us to find. So LN, length of LN is 6 cm. So this is N, this is N. This diagonal, the information given is this is 6 cm. Another information given is length of MO. Where is M? This is N and this is O. The length of MO is said to be 5 cm. Okay. Remember, it is in the case of rectangle and square that both the diagonals are equal. Not in the case of parallelogram and rhombus. Look over here. See, this diagonal is a bit longer than this one because the angles different is great. This is like stretching a rectangle like this. So this both the difference between this is larger than this between. So this diagonal MT is longer than the diagonal LN. Let us see what they are expecting us to find. They want us to find OT. Now let us see in the diagram where is OT. This is angle O and this is T. So they are asking us to find this. They have already given us the measure of angle MO. Listen, in a parallelogram, the diagonals bisect each other equally. Means what? O is the midpoint of M and T. So if MO is 5 centimeter, then what will be the length of OT? It will also be 5 centimeter, right? Because O is the midpoint. So if MT is 10 centimeter, then and then only MO can be 5 centimeter. Means what? For MT to be 10 centimeter, this has to be 5 centimeter. Okay, so we got OT. So let us write the answer of OT. Then we'll move on to the second question. So first let us write the given question. What is given in the question? Length of LN is equal to 6 centimeter. You can put a comma and write the another information also. Length of MO is equal to 5 centimeter. And the reason for it in a square bracket which is given. Now after this, what is your finding? That you have to write in the next line. So from this, the information given about MO. First they are asking about OT. So first about OT, so we'll consider the information given about the MO. So we'll write length of MO is equal to 5 centimeter. Therefore, length of MT is equal to 2 into MO, which is equal to 2 into 5. Why 2 into 5? Because this MT is double of MO. So if MO is 5 centimeter, double of 5 centimeter will be what? 5 into 2, which is equal to 10 centimeter. So it is 10 centimeter. Therefore length of MT is 10 centimeter. Now we have found this MT. Now let us find what is the measure of this OT. OT, length of OT is equal to half of MT, which is equal to 5 centimeter. Reason being, they are the perpendicular bisectors of each other. So diagonals of parallelogram are the bisectors of each other. So they are bisecting each other. That's why it is 5 centimeter. As O is the midpoint of M and T, that's why if this is 5 centimeter, this has to be 5 centimeter. Because O बीच में है. If you say this is 10 centimeter and you say this is the midpoint. So if this is the midpoint and you say the difference between the first point and the midpoint is 5 centimeter, ultimately the distance from the 5 centimeter to the last point will also be 5 centimeter. So that is only I have explained you over here. Now let us see to the second question. They are asking us to find NO. Now look into the figure. Where is NO? N and O. This is NO. They are telling us to find this work measure, and that they have given us that L and N is 6 centimeter. So if O is the midpoint of L and N, then ultimately NO will be half of 6, because L and N whole is 6 centimeter. If I say L is standing over here and this N is standing over here, and in middle there is a person called as M, and if I say the distance from L to O, you have to find the distance between N to O. So if I say you that L and N are standing 6 centimeter away from each other, and if I say you O is in the middle and you have to find the distance between O and N. So what is this? If L is here, N is over here, the total distance is 6 centimeter, and I say you O is standing in middle, exactly middle. So half of 6 will be 3 centimeter, means O is standing 3 meters away from L and 3 meters away from N. So that is only they are asking you what is the distance between N and O. So 6 ka half, which is 3. So you have to write it like this. Length of ON is equal to half of LN. So LN. Answer will be half of LN कितना है? 6 centimeter is given in the question. So 6 centimeter. So the answer comes to 3 centimeter. The reason for this is the same. Diagonals are the bisectors of each other. So ultimately what we have done, we have seen that O is the midpoint. So in first question what was given is MO is 5 centimeter and you have to find OT. If MO is 5 centimeter, OT has to be 5 centimeter because O is in the middle. So 5 centimeter, 5 centimeter, total comes to 10 centimeter. In second question they were asking you L and N. The difference between L and N is 6 centimeter and you have said that O is in middle. So find the measure of O and N. So L and N का difference is 6 centimeter. O is in the middle, means what? 6 का half, which is 3 centimeter. So Ln is equal to 3. On is equal to 3 centimeter. Let us see the second question of our 18th exercise. In a parallelogram PQRS, angle Q is equal to 130 degree. So let us first draw a quadrilateral. A parallelogram which is PQRS. Okay. So what is the feature of parallelogram? The lengths are equal and the breadths are equal, shown in the diagram. Now they have said that angle Q, this angle, is 130 degree. And they are asking you to find the measure of other angles. See all other angles, find all angles of PQRS. So if this is 130 degree, this has to be 130 degree. Why? Because opposite angles of the parallelogram are congruent. So angle Q is equal to 130 degree. Angle Q is equal to angle S is equal to 130 degree. Opposite angles are congruent. So this is the reason opposite angles of the parallelogram are congruent. So angle Q is 130, then angle S is also 130. Now remember, I said you that the summation of the quadrilaterals, the summation of all the angles of the quadrilateral is 360 degree. So therefore, angle P plus angle Q plus angle R plus angle S is equal to how much? 360 degree. But here we have seen that Q is equal to 130 degree and S is also equal to 130 degree. So angle P plus angle R is equal to 360 degree minus 130 plus 130, which comes to 260 degree. So here 100 degree and here angle P plus angle R. Now angle P is over here, angle R is over here. Now both these angles are also congruent because they both are also opposite. If you say angle Q is equal to angle S because they are opposite angles, even angle P and angle R also are opposite. So they should also be congruent. So angle P and angle R are congruent. So let us say that both are congruent. So let us write 2 angle P. Means what? Instead of writing R, I have written P because दोनों भी same है. तो मैं R लिखूँ या P, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. So I have written 2 angle P is equal to 100. So angle P is equal to 100 divided by 2, which is equal to 50. So the measure of this angle is 50 and the measure of this angle is 50 degree. So this comes to 130, this comes to 130, 50, 50. So understood with this question? Now let us start with the third and the last question of this chapter. In this question, the measure of opposite angles of a parallelogram means what? First let us draw a parallelogram. So this is a parallelogram and they are saying one of the angle is this and the opposite angle to that is this. So let us make it 3x minus 2 degree. This is a measure of first angle and the angle opposite to it is 50 minus 2x degree. So what they are saying is the angle is this, the name of the quadrilateral, let us name it as PQRS. So the parallelogram is PQRS. In this Q is 3x minus 2 degree, and the angle opposite to is 50 minus 2x. So let us we all know the property of parallelogram. The opposite angles are equal. So angle Q is equal to angle S. So 3x minus 2 is equal to 50 minus 2x. Over here, if I bring this over here, so it will be like 3x minus plus x is equal to 50 minus 50 plus 2. Now let us start with the third and the last question of this chapter and this exercise. So the measure of the opposite angles of a parallelogram. So what we have to draw? Yes, we have to draw a parallelogram. So first let us draw a parallelogram. This is a parallelogram, and they are saying that the opposite angles means what? If this is P, this is Q, this is R, and this is S. If this angle is 3x minus 2 degree, then this angle which is opposite to P is how much? 50 minus x. So it is 50 minus x degree. We all know the property of parallelogram. Opposite angles are equal. So here P is opposite to R. So angle P is equal to angle R. What is the reason? Opposite angles of parallelogram are what? Equal. So are equal. So over here, substituting the value of P, which is 3x minus 2 degree. So 3x minus 2 degree is equal to how much? 50 minus x. So we are writing instead of R 50 minus x. Comparing this both, if I bring x over here, the negative sign will turn into what? Positive. So 3x plus x. And this 50 as it is, I will bring it down to right hand side, and this 2, I will bring it over here. So what? This is the negative 2. When it will come to that side, it will become positive 2. So it will be 4x equal to 52. When I divide, x is equal to 4 1s are 4, and over here 4 3s are 12. So the x comes to 13. Now substituting this value in this equation. So angle P is equal to 3x minus 2 equal to 3 as it is, and instead of x we will write 13. So 13 minus 2. 3 3s are 9, 3 1s are 3, minus 2 comes to how much? 37. So the value of angle P is how much? 37. So instead of this, what we will write? 37. If this is 37 degree, what will be the value of this? This will also be 37 degree. Now we all know that the summation of all the angles of the quadrilateral is 360 degree. So if this is 37 degree, this is 37 degree, what will be this and what will be this? So let us add 37 plus 37. Which comes to 74. Means what has happened? This 74 is occupied by this board. So remaining 360 is occupied by this board. So 360 minus 74. Ten minus 4 comes to 6, and 15 minus 7 comes to 8. 286. 286 is the combined value of Q and S. So angle Q plus angle S is equal to 268. 286. Now this both angles are congruent. So instead of S, I can write 2 angle Q because Q can substitute S. So 2 angle S is equal to 286. Now angle S is equal to how much? 286 divided by 2. So 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8, and 2 3s are 6. So the angle of Q and angle of S is how much? 143. Whereas the angle of P and angle of R is how much? 37 degree. So the final answer would be like this. Angle P is equal to angle R is equal to 37 degree. And angle Q and angle S equals to 143 degree. Totaling to how much? 360 degree. Because this, there are two angles of this measurement and two angles of this measurement. When you total this up, you will get 360. So clear with this answer?